turn the volume up, up. And remember, it's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.
Y'all, man, it's 18 Willing. I know y'all like the view, man. What's going on? We up in the ante, so we putting the visuals to the podcast that you tapping into, man. This is my phone. We ain't gonna have what that is. What it is. We here today, man. Basically, I wanted to kick it with y'all about my testimony, how I got here, and the path from start to finish. So as y'all know, y'all been watching or whatever and listening. I started out trucking, man, in 2016, 15, 16. So 2016, man, I had like a real wake-up call, man, for real. And it was basically me sitting down on a computer and I'm looking, you know, one of those times where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you know. And I'm sitting down on the bed, I'm searching stuff on, you know, how to be a millionaire for real, just being transparent, how to be a millionaire, what to do, what I need to do, what's this, what's that. So I came across a video, and that video brought me to this point right now. I've been trucking for 6 years, and it's been a hell of an experience, but also just, you know, being transparent again, I've been through a lot. So from that time all the way up to here, you know, I'm sitting down watching this video, 2016, and it was Trucker Brown on there. And he was basically talking about everything that I had going on in my life at that point. Behind on child support, bills was due, had an eviction notice on the door. I'm just giving y'all a testimony, so anybody that's tapping in, I know y'all feeling this because you're watching me for a reason, but to continue the story, child support, eviction notice, I'm just sitting there and I'm looking at his video. I go down further down the list on YouTube, and this guy's out here, he riding in a truck, he's in Nevada, he's in Michigan, Virginia, and I'm like, dang, he having fun. And that's something that I would like to do as far as, you know, traveling. I love to travel. I've been loving to travel before, you know, before trucking. I was, you know, traveling before then, and, you know, it is what it is. You know, just being transparent again. At that point in time, I was on probation. So, like, that was the transition point right there. So I started noticing, you know, this is what I need to do. I need to try trucking out. So we get to the Michigan Works, which is it's for low income, you know, people that's low income or you transition out of prison. So I go to Michigan Works, and you know, I signed up for the CDL program, which was free, but it was 6 weeks of, you know, just going in, checking in. I had a couple tests to do or whatever, and it was easy tests, just easy arithmetic, reading, and comprehension. So I did these things, and throughout the 6 week period, and I ended up getting approved for the grant. So the grant allows you to take classes, and eventually, you know, all in all, after the end of everything, you know, you get your CDL. So the process was hard though, man. The average person, you know, it takes them 30 days. It took me a year and a month to get my CDL. And the reason why it took me that long is because I wasn't quite, you know, I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I wasn't quite committed on what I wanted to do. And what I mean by that is, you know, I was still lingering around and, you know, in the streets, still trying to hustle. And you either gonna be all the way in or all the way out. You know, it's not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. The man upstairs, the higher power, he know what's going on. So, you know, he gonna let you get as far as you want to get. So I'm saying that to say, you know, I start committing. Once I start committing, then that's when I start seeing the blessings as far as like trucking and being allowed to get the game and, you know, do all the things that I needed to do to be successful in the CDL, as far as getting my CDL. So I went to school, I went to class, and I failed it the first time. And I'm like, whoa, you know, just being in the transition, I failed it the first time, failed it again, failed it for the third time, and I really kind of like put it on the sideline after that, like 3 times. It is what it is, you know. So we out here, I'm getting distracted again, getting pulled away from trucking. So I made it up in my mind because I got back to that spot of, you know, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired again, you know. So I said, you know what, I got to move or I got to get away from my environment. So what I did was packed up, flew out from Detroit, came out to Arizona, and did the whole process again. And you know, I failed again, but it was my fault because I messed up. This time, you know, as truck drivers, you know, you guys, when we're in class or whatever, we have to actually do the testing. You do your pre-trip and all of that. You're still in the yard. Then you're doing your maneuvers, and then you make it out of the yard. See, in Detroit, I never made it out the yard. I still was trying to do my pre-trip, and I was failing on my pre-trip. I've made it past the pre-trip, then I got to the maneuvers. Y'all know the 90s, the offset, the blind side parking. So we get to that spot, and I still was kind of, you know, I'm distracted. I wasn't all the way committed, so I was thinking about other stuff. My phone ringing, this happened, woo, and you know that it just wasn't conducive of what I really was supposed to be doing. So back to when we get to Arizona or whatever, we're here 4th time. I failed, but I knew where my problem was, so I wasn't distracted. So I had finally made it out the yard in Arizona. I hit a curve, I failed. So the 5th time, I got it, and I wouldn't even lie to y'all. I sat there and cried, man, like a baby for real. I got it. I went home, and I just closed the door. I sat in the bathroom. I had a couple tears or whatever come out because it was so hard to get to that point. And ever since then, man, it's been nothing but easy street, because that was the hardest point. Yeah, you become a little nervous or whatever when you out there in the mountains and in traffic, whatever you fear. But once you already got your CDL, man, you got your CDL and you good. So, and you know, in my defense, I really feel like it was me stopping myself. So now we're here at this point, and I've been a hustler. I've been, a grinder. So now I have all of these components that's attached to trucking because I found out that trucking really is my thing. That's what I love to do is trucking, man. And it all came from YouTube. And I found my passion through trucking. So now what we doing now is podcasts, visuals. We investing in ourselves. That's what we supposed to do, invest in your brand. So now we doing visuals for the podcast. We got TikTok going on. So we're just monetizing all of these lanes off of trucking. So I'm saying this to say, if you guys don't really tap into your passion for real, you don't know where you can go. You don't know where your destiny lies. You really don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's financially, sometimes, mentally, spiritually, physically. Just gotta work through it. That's all I gotta say, man. You just gotta work through it. So, another thing too, man. Once you get into this trucking industry, for all my guys that's trucking, if you're not trucking, then I'm still glad you're paying attention and you're locked in. But once you get into trucking, Man, there's so many streams of income that you can get into, man. Just monetizing the streams. I got an ebook for you guys too, man. If you lock in with me, you know what's going on. If you don't, you can go into my bio, www.18willin, ATEENWILLN.com, and it's some ebooks there for you. If you're a driver and you kind of in a gray area of what's the next move, I got 18 streams of income that you can attach to your 18 streams of income that you can attach to your profession, your career. And I hate to call trucking a career because it's really a lifestyle. You know, it's really a lifestyle, man. And, you know, you can monetize it. Podcast, you see what I'm doing now. TikTok, that's your social media, your social media platform. What else we got on there? It's a lot, man. It's a lot of streams of attaching another truck, putting the driver in that truck, administrative work, safety and compliance work. It's so many, dispatching. I also have an ebook attached to, you know, it's another one attached to that website where you can be a dispatcher. You can start today. The book is very affordable. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into it, so I know it's informative. It's $8.88. You know what the eights represent? It's representing a brand, a series of eights. If you're spiritual, you know what that means also. So, you know, I'm tapped in right now. So, you know, that's just what it is, man. That's what it is. So, from now on, you guys are going to see visuals. You know, more visuals of the podcast, man. I'm really proud to be here because I'm seeing everything manifest that I had wrote down like years ago when I first started. Like, I'm in a truck driving and I'm like, oh, this would be cool to do the podcast. As you see, I have audio episodes 3 years ago. So I just see I gotta up the ante, and y'all want to see who y'all listening to. The analytics is proving that you guys are listening. You tapped in, but I think you'll be more tapped into, you know, the person when you see them, and the compassion and the empathy that, you know, I have for other people that's around me, and my kids, they're gonna be on here. So, you know, it is what it is, man. Like, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy y'all watching me. So it's 18 Willin, man. Telling my story, y'all to see more from me, just the progression, more content, better content, and it's 18 Willin. I love y'all, man, and I'm out of here.